Buongiorno, I'm Kate Emerson.
Buongiorno, I'm Colleen Festerberg.
So, we wanted to pop on and do this recording to chat about our love affair with Italy because we are enticing you to join us next year. We have a magical adventure planned for you. So, I just want to start off by saying over the last 22 years, I've worked as a coach and a mentor. I've spoken on wonderful stages around the world. And one of the biggest things that I've done is run retreats of various forms, writing retreats for a decade, private retreats on Iona and elsewhere by request, destination retreats. And I was also running Cutting the Threads That Bind on Iona, where I lived. And then something shifted, and I started thinking about where do I want to go and travel? And what are the adventures, the fun, beautiful, meaningful, purposeful adventures I want to do? And how can I then entice you to come and join me? So I came up with this concept of adventure retreat. And of course, the first collaboration I wanted to do was with you, my beautiful Colleen.
Yay! So my love affair with Italy started way back with the love of art, and of course, Italy is the birthplace of most of the most inspiring Renaissance artists. I actually met Kate on a beautiful little friend holiday in Genoa, and we were sipping delicious Italian coffee on the rooftop, like one does in Italy in the morning.
That was
And
Prosecco, wasn't it?
yeah. And we dreamed up this beautiful plan to share our love with Italy with everybody and how we can entice people and share how art, Italian food, and the Italian scenery just rejuvenates us. And we were wondering how we can share that with people. And that was the first sprinkle of the magic and the birth of the concept of the seed. And I'm
And
happy.
I remember that
Yeah.
day, right? Because you found glitter as we were walking the streets of
Yes.
Genoa, because you were dragging us off to another museum to show us another beautiful painting and picture, and your eyes always lit up. And then you found this glitter on the street, and it was such a beautiful sight, right? But it took us 2 years. But I can't. Genoa was probably 4 years ago.
Yes.
And then one of the things that we came back to, sorry, I think I interrupted you, was this concept of walking, right? So
Mm.
retreating, so adventure is one thing because that's just beautiful experiences in beautiful places with wonderful people and the friendship we forge. But the power of retreating, then, let alone the magic of art and food and all of that, but it's also a retreat, right? So that's like my magic that I bring because so often we need to step out of our world and just take a breath and a pause. So what we're offering is not just a holiday, right? It's so much more than that. So this concept of retreating and walking, right? So I had always wanted to walk the Camino, and I have done. We've done part of the Spanish Camino. I did that with someone else. I've done some of the Portuguese Camino, but Colleen and I wanted to do the Italian, the Via Francigena, because why this route, my darling? Why the Italian route?
Well, I think as we saw on our little adventure, I think Italy and art and food, there's nowhere else in Europe for me where it all actually forms the most beautiful trilogy: food, walking, nature, and art. And that brings its own beautiful healing, and all the little secrets of discovering Italy on its way and discovering yourself. And I think that is why it's specifically Italy for me, and why um, I suppose it's also because it is each medieval and Renaissance fortress is just such a UNESCO site, right? And it's in pristine condition, and it's part of the retreating is like finding your own glitter along the way, but knowing that there's a treasure to go find at the end if it's the UNESCO site, the art, and the delicious food that holds.
We'll say that a lot, walking, food, and
Yeah.
art, right? We keep repeating that. But I just want to also bring to mind for everyone listening and watching is, often it's the the Spanish route or the French route or the Portuguese route that goes to Santiago de Compostela in Spain that is often a little more well known. The Via Francigena is maybe lesser known, right? And it's actually a route that goes from Canterbury in England all the way through. I'm kind of drawing it in my head, like all the way through Europe, and then it drops down to Italy, all the way to Roma, right? And actually, in the 10th century, it was Sir Gerric the Serious, the Archbishop of Canterbury, that walked that whole pilgrimage, because that's what it is. It's an act of service. It's an act of humbling yourself. It's an act of offering like to divinity, regardless of your religion, right? That's what walking is. That's what the pilgrimage is. So as much as there's the adventure that we overlay, like we slow it down and actually we are going step by step and following these ancient pilgrims' routes. That's what's at the heart of it, right? The step by step, the 1 foot in front of the other, because we walk anything from 19 to 27, 29 kilometers one day. So it's definitely it's an act, right? It's actually an act of devotion. But in the 10th century, that's when those routes were started. And so we're walking on those ancient routes, right? These beautiful routes that have been forged by pilgrims over centuries. And that's what makes this so spectacular. It's not just a little hike along a trail, right? It's an ancient route that we're following, which is so beautiful.
Yes. And what a beautiful route. The Tuscan landscape is just, it like literally takes your breath away.
So we've chosen that route, right? We've chosen the prettiest part, which is from Lucca to Siena.
Yes, and Lucca, just the starting point itself. I want you all to go to our itinerary and just on Kate's website. It's kate.emerson.com and
Hyphen Emerson.
sorry, guys. Don't go to the wrong one.
Don't go to the wrong one. You'll go to Antarctica.
Meet you at the airport.
That's a different trip.
But the route and our itinerary is just spectacular and special. And because we all are walking this for our own specific reason, our heart-centered reason for walking, we have planned everything to a T. You don't have to carry your heavy bag. You can be beautiful and do a little backpack and do your walking sticks and your day pack for the day and your happy heart and your full head and come and walk and find resolutions, solutions, and just the joy of walking. Yeah, we like I said, we have everything planned. So is the expert on the delicious food that will be joining.
We are one of the things. So for me, I have grown up in restaurants, right? And I get so excited about, I mean, all food, but Italian food in particular. So, breakfast and lunch is included. And then along the way, it's like our guide will say, oh, we're stopping at this little cafe along the way. And maybe there was our Sicilian guy that made sandwiches this big, right? That fed me for 3 days. But it's like, oh, gnocchi and bolognese and ricciarelli and bruschetta. I mean, it's just like the food is just so delicious. And so one of the things we've done.
It's all guilt-free, guys, because you can walk it off.
Exactly. So, I don't eat ice cream, but in Italy, oh my goodness, I slap gelato on my face daily if I can. And so we've got, everything is planned and we've got surprises along the way. What we've done for next year is we've taken the trip that we did this year and we made little tweaks to just elevate it. And one of the biggest things we've done is that the first day from Lucca to Alto some people loved the route, some people hated that day, right? Because a lot of it was urban and it was on tar. So this next trip, we're actually staying a day in Lucca. So we will get our steps in the walk, this beautiful walk town, because we are going to be doing a cooking class. So what better way? Pauline is going to show us some beautiful, beautiful things in Lucca to cover the art side. And then we spend the evening cooking, learning the secrets, which is just, that's how we start, right? Then the next day we get up and we walk. I think that's 27 kilometers to San Miniato, which is the home of truffles. Then we walk through the Chianti vineyard. Then we go to San Liminiano. Then we go to Gambassi Terme, which is where the thermal hot springs are. I mean, it's just beautiful. Each town or village actually has its magic. and its own energy and the special little unique things we show you along the way. You have Colleen and myself. We also have a local guide who's bilingual that helps us wiggle through the path, right? Because we need to know how we're getting from A to B. So we love you, we look after, we take care of you. And so the focus each day is one step in front of the other, having those beautiful conversations. And also there is a part of each day that is walked in silence, because that's part of the retreat, the contemplation. Because maybe you are honoring someone or something or a new chapter or trying to walk an answer through your body. Because one of the things is that we're too stuck at our desks, we're too stuck in our jobs, we need to move. So as we walk, things bubble, right? As we're having a conversation with someone walking next to us, we get those lovely dopamine hits and answers can come, inspiration comes from a flower or a conversation or something like a beautiful piece of art that you're gazing at in a cathedral and you're like, it can transform your life. So we have done whatever we possibly can, but we have curated and created and loved this trip into being. So I don't know what else we need to tell you other than go to the correct website, which is kate-emerson.com. Really, everything is on there. We just wanted to come and inspire you about Italy.
Yes.
Colleen, I'm going to ask you something. We hadn't even chatted about this, just on the fly. Something happened this year where a lot of people went to Florence after, and we were saying Florence can feel quite frenetic after you've done the retreat. So we were saying that maybe rather do Florence before. What do you have to say about Florence if somebody wanted to start their trip there before we start walking?
Florence is the home of our beautiful David, the Uffizi. There's a lot to see in Florence, but this trip is a soulful, beautiful, exhausting, exhilarating retreat. So Florence is a big city, and I would do it before so that you get your little art fix, the academia, for David, the Uffizi, for the birth of Venus, of course, your Botticelli and Caravaggio full, get all of that in, and then come and join us on the retreat. I am so excited to show you frescoes. I am excited to tell you the history of the color blue. I'm excited to show you what contrapposte is and how these Renaissance artists just blew me away, and how magical all of that is, and all the little secrets. And each of these towns hold a beautiful little art secret. So yeah, I think come after Florence.
Yeah, I agree. And this is something I just want to chat about. This is a trip with us because everything is taken care of. You will have companions, right? Which is beautiful. So if you are a single traveler, most of my clients over the years are kind of over 45, I would say. This year we had from 48 to right up to someone who was 69. So quite a vast age group, but definitely people who are looking for something really special, right? But what I was going to say is you can come on your own, but this is also something magical to do with your best friend, your partner, mother, daughter. So anything that actually is sitting in your heart. Maybe you have a couple of girlfriends that you want to do it with. You just know, right? When your heart says yes, then we will do whatever we can to make it happen. So go and read everything. The bookings are open. All you have to do now is pay a deposit. And then there are 2 extra payments that need to be paid by a certain time, but all of that, something just came to say hello. And all the logistics, right, in terms of packing list and travel, all that happens once you've committed. What you need to do now is commit, because there is the preparation time. So you really do want to gift your body and your mind and your heart like a 6-month preparation, because that hasn't worked. Right? The preparation to do the walk is just as important as the walk itself. And then there's the integration of it back into your life. So this is the time now to think about booking it for May next year. And of course, we only have 11 places. We have a couple of places left open. There's some single rooms, there's twin rooms. So jump on the website or reach out to one of us directly, and let's get you booked and get you sorted. And so you can be saying buongiorno in Florence, which is where we collect you from.
Definitely. I think the journey starts once you decide that you want to go. Because once you start investigating the places, you start investigating what shoes you want, what backpack you want, all of that we talk about later. But the journey starts once you commit and you realize that you want to start walking and start getting fit for it, and start getting used to it, because that's also the magic of it is you start walking and you start moving and you start thinking, and that's where it actually starts, is once you decide that is something I want to do.
And often this is a bucket list, right? Going to Italy is a
Mhm.
bucket list, walking the Camino is a bucket list, and coming and experiencing something with us might be on your bucket list. And if it wasn't before,
You'll
maybe
make
it's
it with your wealth.
now. Exactly. All right. So that's us. Hope to see you in Italy. Lots of love.
Lots of love. Hope to see you there, and I actually just can't wait to share all the magic with you.
Ciao.
Ciao.